What's your exclusive most decimal? The Christian, we're back in the video. Penguin, zero. Mario Galaxy movie. Drama is crazy. See what's going on with this. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Follow our social media. It's going to pop up on the screen. We is on the road to 500. And let's see what's going on with this. I'm not going to hold you. I did see the movie. Did see the movie before this. I was waiting to watch this video until I watched the movie. The movie is good, though. And it's a good movie to me. But just, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm going to explain it in the video, though. Throughout this video, though. But just,
You might be surprised to learn that there's big drama bubbling over in regards to the Super Mario Galaxy movie and the reception to it. So, in a nutshell, there's actually a few different things going on. A lot of bloody battles being fought with mangled corpses left in the wake. The Thunderdome that's claimed the most souls here is about the critic score versus the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. People are having a fiery conversation, a lot of shit and spit flying about the discrepancy between the two, arguing that it illustrates that critics are just this worthless fungus that are out of touch and don't represent like real taste, and the audience score is the only reliable metric on Rotten Tomatoes. And I actually half agree. I'm not exactly the biggest fist-pumping enthusiast for critic scores. I'll often check like what critics are saying about a new game or a new movie or show that's come out just to kind of get a gauge of what to expect when going into it, but I never take their word as gospel, and whatever the score they give it isn't something that computes in my head and changes the way I view it, but it is something I at least look at.
yeah, because some movies, like, bro, you, like, they could say, yeah, this Rotten Tomatoes, this and that, but it's good. It could be good in theaters. Like, some good cartoon movies, that's actually good. And then some of them, that's just terrible. They should have just kept that in the drawing books. Now, it's 50-50 when you're picking, like, cartoons or movies in general with the theme. You could go along with the critics and hate on the movie, or you could be along with the people who go to the movie and watch it and say, you know, this is not a pretty bad movie. You go ahead and watch it. Then, you know, trying to see it beforehand and stuff like that. That's probably the people that get access to see the movie beforehand and all that other stuff on the work and all that.
I don't put a ton of stock into it. And this is coming from someone who always gives an opinion on like new games, movies, and shows. I do that very often, but I would never consider myself a critic. I'm just a fucking guy who goes and watches a bunch of shit and plays a bunch of shit, and I'll just tell you what I thought of it. That's kind of the end of that. Not a whole lot else to digest there. So you can agree or disagree with it till the cows come home. I'm never really trying to give some kind of like objective metric on if something was actually like amazing or dog shit. Just in my eyes, if it was great or poo poo. But I fully, whole hog, full chub disagree with the other half of the argument that the audience scores is the one that's actually indicative of the quality of something. I have screamed this from the mountaintops for years that Rotten Tomatoes, Jesus Christ, I sound like an actual Neanderthal. Rotten Tomatoes audience score is almost as useless as Pam Bondi. It's not like that's somehow more reliable in any way, shape, or form. Now, critic reviews, especially in recent times, are extremely all over the place and, you know, oftentimes very out of touch. I agree with that. But audience scores, it's not like they're free from that sin either. Basically, every movie ever that comes out has a pretty high audience score on Rotten Tomato, no matter how terrible.
Yeah, because let me cut y'all right there, because it just depends. Like, for a Mario movie thing, we already know it was going to have at least about 90 or 100% people that's going in. It's a kids movie. It's the people who like the movies, like Nintendo heads and stuff like that. But the only part I'm gonna just tell you that I did not like how the Mario, too many kissing scenes. What you mean Mario Luigi was kissing on Toad? Bowser kissed Mario. That was another kissing scene. And what do you mean Daisy was not in the mix of this? But we got Rosalina before Daisy? And what do you mean Waluigi and Wario is not in this mode? That's what I'm saying. We about to have a Super Smash Bros. Movie, though. That's the upside, though. We having a Super Smash Bros. Movie. Allegedly, they said they're gonna have a Yoshi, Donkey Kong, Luigi Mansion. That's gonna be dope. I'm not gonna hold you. That's gonna be a dope movie. at itself. But some people say they don't like how Mario is acting in the movie and stuff like that. Low key, to me, Mario was freaking perfect. Perfect. Acting shy to get the girl, talk to the girl, talk to Peach. Even though in the in a game verse, Mario and Peach is never like originally in our mind, we thought Mario and Peach is meant to be together, blah blah blah. Till Nintendo said, "Oh well, no, they just friends and stuff like that." What do you mean? What do you mean they just friends? So all them times my boy Mario been saving her, are just for friends? Nah, bro, nah. You can't tell me that. And then how the way they did in the movie, they said, "Oh yeah, Rosalina is Peach's sister." You couldn't, you could have said that's her friend, her little good friend or something, like a friend that I know. A sister? So that means what? The next movie, whenever it come out, it's gonna be Daisy gonna be their sister or cousin or something like that? Like, nah, bro. Ain't no way, bro. And what, Pauline gonna be the next sister too? They all gonna be sisters? No, that's crazy. That's the only thing I hated about the Mario movie. Some little few things right there saying that made me. It was gonna be a 10 out of 10 till they started adding all the extra stuff and stuff, and then how the ending. Mario ain't never get to ask her out to be on the team. You know what she did? She just kissed that man. Dude turning up with the little fella. And he said Yahoo! And put the flag on top of the thing. End off the movie like that. Oh nah, bro. You saw all this built up with Yoshi and Luigi was trying to build this man confident up just for him just to get a little kissing at the end. Like, nah, bro.
It is. Something could hit the theaters tomorrow. The Haunting of Titty Nippleless, and it'll be the worst thing your eyes have ever seen. Like, actually an affront to God. And then you'll check the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's like 75%. And genuinely, do this right now. Any movie that you've seen that you didn't like, check the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. It's probably pretty high. Like, recently, Scream 7 came out. That movie's pretty trash.
I was just about to say that. What is Scream 7 like? Because everybody, like, I was going to watch it, too. I was thinking about going to go ahead and watch it, too, but I don't know. I don't know. But they got 31, 75. I mean, it's not too bad. It's not bad. How the Mario movie got 40 and these got 31? Nah, bro. Hold on, bro.
75% on Rotten Tomatoes. Do this for anything. Look at one of the worst Disney movies to come out in recent memory, Snow White from last year. 69% on Rotten.
All right, no. This low-key deserve the tomatoes. I'm not gonna hold you out. If I would have known how to do this, I would have made buku accounts on some petty stuff and made it about buku. I would have put 100 tomatoes. But I would have made a random accounts just to hate on this movie. Because ain't no way how you gonna tell me out of nowhere the dad just come out of nowhere in the life. He talk about he went to war and stuff like that. Nah, ain't no way.
Tomatoes for the audience score. Look at the worst Marvel movies of the last half decade. 75%, 70.
My homeboy wanted me to go watch this one, and I was lucky about to be down to sit there and watch it. When this came out, I was gonna sit there and watch it too. I'm not gonna hold you.
The last half decade, 75%, 77%, 79%, 76%. It is a given that anything that comes out is going to have a pretty respectable Rotten Tomatoes audience score. It's almost a guarantee, like the sun rising every day. It's very, very rare to see like an actual catastrophic audience score for a film. Like even The Strangers Chapter 3 from last year, genuinely the conclusion to the worst horror trilogy ever made, and just as a reminder, in case you don't know, because a lot of you probably don't, they rebooted The Strangers. I'm not talking about The Strangers with Liv Tyler from way back in the day, which is a classic. They rebooted it with Chapter 1, 2, and 3. Genuinely the worst horror trilogy ever made. And the conclusion is perhaps one of the worst pieces of horror that has ever fucking contaminated the cinema.
Even that talking about this? Yo, why did they rebooted this low key? It was the first time I saw this was, I think, Netflix, and I was messing with such and such back then, bro. Me and such and such was cool back then. Just know me and her, we were bumping heads right now. We watched this whole movie, and bro, just know the dad got cooked in this movie, bro. It was funny. Somehow, someway, the brother survived like shocking water. Don't know how and don't know how when, but he survived though. He must have had plot armor that day. The mom got cut because she saved the daughter, I think, low key. And then at the end, bro, it was like she was in the hospital, and there was like another part 2 that was supposed to come out. Did I just stutter? I don't even know.
49% Rotten Tomatoes audience score. So I'm not a big believer that the audience score is somehow the correct metric, because no matter what, it's always going to be significantly higher than it should ever have any right to be for things that are actually bad. So Super Mario Galaxy Movie having a 90% doesn't mean that it's a masterpiece that just critics don't understand. It just means fans are very excited about it. And thus they go and just storm 10 out of 10 reviews, which jacks the score way up, and everything's always positive. Like, the audience score isn't much better than critics, is the point I'm making. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the Super Mario Galaxy Movie. I gave you my thoughts on it a couple days ago. Overall, I think it is worse than the first Mario Brothers movie, which I actually really enjoyed. I think it is a huge step backwards. It is basically jingling keys.
The first Mario Brothers movie, it was stepping his foot in. I feel like the first Mario movie was good, but like when they started adding Donkey Kong with fire powers, like let's keep it a buck, Nintendo. You know that I know we ain't never see Donkey Kong got fire, and then Cranky Kong, whoever did Cranky Kong voice, low key might need to change that dude's voice because I did not like it. My brother did not like it. Like, bro, there was a lot of people online didn't like it. Oh, same as how Bowser Jr. in this new movie, I didn't like his voice at all either. No, it had to grow. It had to grow on me throughout the movie, low key. Not gonna hold it. Not gonna, like real talk, bro. Like, yeah, but it's different plots though. It's like one point the first movie, Bowser was in love with Princess Peach, as it should be. It is what it is. He captured the princess damn near every game he played. Damn near. Don't know how in some way Mario do not move closely or move inside the castle so he can fight him every time. But they got that little mushroom. Him and Luigi got a little nice good house right there. Right by the Mushroom Kingdom. Like, come on now.
He's the movie. A lot of people are calling it that, and that's exactly what it is. It's a movie that has pretty much no substance at all. There's not even really a plot. There's a few plot elements that constantly are jumbled around. It is a mess in everything except for its visuals. Its animation is stunning. It's very colorful, and it's very fun animation to watch, especially with the fights, and the music is absolutely slapping. They got boner jams out the wazoo there, with very recognizable tracks remixed, and they sound great. But as a film, it is not very good. Basically, the film's formula is, here's something, and now that something is solved in the next 3 minutes. So that way they can get to the next something and just keep ham-fisting cameos till the cows come home the entire journey of this film. It is basically a movie that is all designed to just have you point at the screen going, oh, I recognize that, I get that reference. It's basically like the Star Wars form.
Some of the reference didn't even make sense half of the time. Like, that's cool, and this and that, but I'm just going to keep it real. We still didn't get to Nuki Mario. Unless that was in the first movie. No, we didn't get to Nuki Mario because the Nuki Mario had the thing right here, and he got to run, and do this. Like this. If y'all know what I'm talking about, all my Nintendo fans that out there that really play Mario out there. We didn't get Tanuki. We got Cat Mario. We got Cocoon Mario. We got this Mario. We got Smart Mario. We got all the other Marios, and we got some Galaxy Marios and all that other stuff. But we didn't get all his power ups in this mug. Nah, I ain't gonna hold you, son. It'd be all funny games to put the elephant in the game. No, that's
where
funny.
fans, glup shitto out anytime they recognize something. That is the Super Mario Galaxy film. It is entirely built around just, here's like a small problem that is so small that we solve it in 2 minutes. So that way we can get to the next small thing and show you some more cameos, and then we can solve that real quick to get to the next thing. The story flows like it's actually a child playing with action figures and making up a story as they go along. And then Mario beats them, and then Bowser gets teleported out of the bee mines right after he hits the first rock, so he's reunited with his son, and then he forgets all about Mario and Luigi and their friendship, so that way they can blow up things in the universe with Planet Bowser, and then everything it gets solved real quick. It's just a mess. It is genuinely a mess. But like I said, it is Jingling Keys the movie, so kids are absolutely going to love it. And that is mainly what it's catering to, more so than the first film. I thought the first film was enjoyable for anyone of all ages. It was just a good time. This is solely for children, I would say. Or fans of the property that just...
Yeah, fact. She is not lying. I ain't lying to you. When you start adding kissing scenes in out of nowhere, and then, hold on, wait a minute. Why Donkey Kong is still in the real world? That's the real question. Unless that's going to be the plot for the Donkey Kong movie. Because I'm thinking they about to do a Donkey Kong movie. Like, he go back, Diddy Kong there, Clanky Kong there, Dixie Kong there, Candy Kong. We got King Kangaroo coming in the cut. I'm thinking it's about to be one of those, Donkey Kong Express, whatever the thing called when he was collecting the bananas and stuff like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man.
Want to point at the screen going, I remember that, or watching some fights that are cool. The fights are cool. It's just there's no real substance around them. Now, if you like it, all power to you. All I'm saying is it's just not really a very good movie, I don't think. So there's nothing wrong with pointing that out. But now people are vilifying anyone that doesn't like it, saying like, oh, they're expecting it to be Shawshank Redemption, this kids movie. It's disgusting. It's ridiculous how anyone would dare critique a children's film. It's just amazing how far we've devolved, where now kids films and kids shows and anything geared towards...
Back to the kissing scene, and I know I mentioned this is the last time I mentioned it. The only kissing scene that they only should have had in there is low-key when Peach kissed Mario. When they started adding all the other stuff in the beginning, and then somehow, some way, I already knew the plot already. I said, okay, bro, ain't no way Bowser is willingly to sacrifice himself for Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi in the bee stuff, and then somehow, some way, his son just randomly, imaginally found him in the beehive and get him up, and then talking about story time and all that other stuff, and this and that. I'm like, you should have just put a trailer out. You should have just put the last minute or something of like Rosalina, or she getting captured by Bowser Jr. and him having a laugh that whatever, however he be making that weird noise.
Kids is just expected to be trash. Like, it's just accepted that it's just going to be slop, sludge, garbage, just radioactive ooze. And if you try and, like, point out, some flaws in it, you're the bad guy. It's weird to say that something like this...
Now, hold on. I'm praying they do not mess up the Super Smash Bros. Movie. Whenever this year come out, that Super Smash Bros. Movie, just know it can come out next year, 28, 29, 30, 31. Just know I will be there front row and center. Yes, this is my childhood. And that just depends. They got to make 2 of them. They got to at least make 2 Smash Bros. 2. We got to start with Brawl. If you really want to put a good movie on, start with Brawl. Copy that whole storyline. If y'all really wanna work not harder and think smarter, copy that whole storyline of how Mario and Kirby was fighting in the first beginning. Copy that whole thing. Put that in the put in a movie, but mix it up, put in some parts, this and that, some details of other movies that's gonna be y'all making, I promise you, it's gonna be a hit, bro. That's gonna be a hit.
Has problems. It makes no sense to me because it's not like we were always this way. Look at the Emoji Movie. The Emoji Movie came out like a decade ago, and everyone hated that. Everyone was critiquing it, rightfully so. It was a dog shit film, but it was solely for children. If the Emoji Movie came out today, I bet people would keep this same energy of, oh, why are you critiquing the Emoji Movie? It's for kids. This is dumb. It does exactly what it needs to do. My kids love it, which means it's the perfect film. You're dumb for pointing out flaws. It's just very interesting to see how we've reached this point in a pretty short period of time. Just because something is catered towards a young audience doesn't mean it has to be bad. Take, for example, Transformers 1, to go from recent memory. That is an animated feature film that is geared towards children, but it's also just a genuinely good movie. And there's plenty of other examples to pull from, like Toy Story. I just find it so fucking lame that we're in this era where the prevailing perspective is, yeah, it's a kid's movie, so of course it's gotta be slop. Get over it. Like, that's like the main perspective now.
But it don't have to be slop. You could put more of the effort to it, and don't make the dudes that gotta bring their kids or bring their little cousins and them or bring their nieces and nephews or bring anybody that they love in general as the little kids and stuff like that, and bring them to the movies and buy them that expensive popcorn, buying candy and soda and stuff like that, sitting there letting them watch that whole movie for their experience. Because the whole time you gonna watch half of that movie and this is what you're gonna be on Instagram like this, like these, like that. That's what you're gonna do the whole time.
Fucking dumb. But by far the dumbest part of this genre, and what I've been saving for last, the best part of it, is now Super Mario Galaxy has been fully politicized. Like, now it's become a huge political battle about conservatives versus liberals because...
Wait, what's the tomato thing for Sonic 2? Sonic 3. We're on Sonic 3 now. Cause Shadow is Sonic 3. Amy and Metal Sonic is gonna be number 4. Number 5 is gonna be Silver. And what will be number 6 though? Okay, number 6 should have. I ain't lying to you. Sonic number 4 need to low key be like a Sonic Team movie. That's what they need to low key make too.
In the age of Twitter, it's gotta be. So I shit you not, there's been a huge debate about it because people are saying, oh, all these critics are giving Mario Galaxy bad reviews because they're all woke fucking liberals that just can't tolerate a good old-fashioned conservative film with conservative values. Which blew me away. Which, like, I found it to be a crazy take, but this tweet right here is one that I've seen reposted on a ton of pages. The protagonist is male. There are no black people. There are no homosexuals.
Wow.
The main romance is heterosexual. If your movie meets these standards, it will be vilified by the media.
Y'all know that Childish Gambino voiced it Yoshi? Nah, we not getting all deep to that. Just know Yoshi was black the whole time, bro. Just know that. Keep it a buck. Yoshi is black. Like, I'm gonna just keep it real with you. Like, nice, good real with you.
Different iterations of that have been spewed out and regurgitated by the thousands of drones that do rage bait on Twitter, the blue check marks. But this is something that people are having a real conversation about, which is crazy because the last Mario Brothers movie was applauded far more by most people, myself included. It was just a better film. But it was the same thing. Protagonist was male. There were no black characters. There were no homosexual characters. And the romance was still heterosexual. It's like they forgot that this is the sequel to a movie, and that the main complaint about this one is that it's worse than the last one. This film relies solely on, remember this, remember this, remember this, who gets this reference, oh, come on, jingling keys, don't fall asleep, come on. It's just not very good. Like, I just don't feel it's as good as the last movie, and a lot of people share that sentiment. It has nothing to do with any of what this garbage they're spewing out is. That's the biggest fucking nothing burger ever. Because it is following the exact same formula from the last movie, it just does it worse. And really, if you want to dive into the nitty-gritty, Super Mario Galaxy is significantly more woke than the last Mario movie. By their standards of wokeness, this one turned the dial up past 10. This shit went turbo mode in wokeness. I feel like they haven't even seen the film and they're talking about it like this. Jiminy Christmas, one of the core elements of the plot here, one of the few plot elements they don't just forget about and wipe their ass with and abandon immediately, is the fact that Peach is a badass who doesn't need saving. She is now just fully capable.
And that right there, that made me mad too. Cause like, why are we making Peach like that cold? You know, Peach. Yeah, I don't mind that, but lay off of her a little bit, man. Like, don't make her that. You know, she could throw them mugs now. All right, now, come on now. I mean, all these people games and all this stuff, Peaches was not throwing them. Besides her own game. Before somebody say in the comments, well, and Archer Crispy, in her own game, she was throwing them, and blah, 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 blah. And then she wasn't throwing them while she in Smash Bros. Then. Like, come on now.
Of just clapping cheeks and saving her sister herself. And that sister connection is the strongest force in the universe. Big spoiler alert, the entire day is saved, the whole universe is saved by Peach and Rosalina touching hands and the force of their sisterhood and their
that right there, that had got me heated too, because ain't no way, like, nah, bro.
Powers together combined instantly saved the day. By all of the definitions that they have ever talked about in regards to other films, this would be something that they would call a girl boss character and a woke film, but for some reason, now they're arguing the opposite. It's so peculiar. Because if you actually watch this movie and you are trying to follow their logic, then this film being more woke by their standards than the last one should mean that it has a higher critic score, like is more positively received by critics than the last one. But it's not. But the point is, this is just a complete nothing statement about it being, it's conservative versus liberal. That's what it all boils down to. It doesn't. It's just not really a great movie, and it's a huge step back from the last Mario Brothers movie. That's really it. It doesn't go deeper than that. Again, most of the formula is still exactly the same from the last one. They just do it worse and messier and rely significantly more on just cameos and remember this, remember that, who gets this reference, that kind of thing, which isn't overly great, and it's something that gets criticized often in other things like Star Wars. So all of a sudden now it's weird to say that that's like a negative about a film. It's just
in general, bro. What is the plot gonna be for the third movie as we speaking? Because like, if we get to a point of time that the plot is gonna be something different, and Daisy end up being like a sister or a cousin to them, and or like she end up being like an enemy. Because I hate how they did Birdo, even though Birdo back in the day was the enemy. But like, come on, he, like somehow, some reason, Birdo and Yoshi gonna fall in love or some stuff like that. Like it's Love Island all once again. Oh god, terrible. Right, man. I see y'all when I see y'all. You on the road to 500. Boy, these movies, bro. I swear.